back to the Walking with Wanzuu podcast. I'm your host, Yvette Wanzuu. How are you? How have you been? How has life been treating you? It's been treating you good? Tough times? Sending you hugs and love nonetheless. This is a safe space that I have created for us to be able to talk about all things life, and I draw from my own personal life experiences, some of the good, the bad, and some of the very laughable ones. This is me just giving you a tiny little sneak peek of what goes on in my head and in my heart, if you will. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy listening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, welcome back to the Walking with Wanzuu podcast. Happy New Year 2024. How are you? How are you doing? You guys are good. The year is off to a good start. Are you feeling those blues, holiday blues? Because I had someone say today that January feels like a really long Monday, and I couldn't agree more. However, you know what doesn't change? The fact that every year normally has January. And so we better get it together and just find ways to cope in January. First of all, ways to cope with how we spend over the holidays. I'm shouting. I know I'm shouting. And also ways that we just kind of overall move in January. I think it's important to find strategies to be able to cushion yourself and just kind of prepare yourself mentally for whatever it is that January has to bring. If you're a parent, you know it's crazy, it's hectic. Your children are starting a new school year, and so there's a lot of new things to be bought, but also a lot of adjustments to be done. If you are on leave for the better part of December, then January is when you're getting back into work, and I know you're feeling all those holiday blues and all of that, but it's we thank God for the gift of new beginnings, and everything has its seasons, and now is a season of getting back to work and getting back to the ground. If you hear a bit of background noise, I'm just going to apologize and say that I don't know why it is that when it is that I'm just trying to record is when my neighbors are normally out here doing the most. However, we will not concentrate on that. We will concentrate on the fact that we are here. And it's good. It's a good day. It's a beautiful day. It's a Thursday evening, and I have really been itching to pull up my microphone and just set up and talk to you guys. And the time feels right, and I'm just I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. So let's get to talking. I haven't officially started the season yet. However, I did feel that it was important to just come in and check with you guys, see how are you, how have you started off the year, what are some of the things that you're anticipating and hoping as you get into the new year. And so as we just kind of channel the energy and set the pace for the new year, because I'm not too big on resolutions, I thought it would be good for us to come here and do that together. But first of all, a moment of silence. Let me check in with you guys. How are you? How are you really? How is the new year for you? We all experience life so differently in so many different ways. I know some of you are entering the new year as newlyweds, and if that's you, good for you. I know some of you are entering the new year in new relationships. Some of you have started the new year in new jobs. Some of you have started the new year as parents. Some of you have discovered that you're expecting. I don't know. I don't know what the new year is carrying for you. Some of you, unfortunately, have experienced loss over the new year, whether it's a loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, the loss of a friendship, the loss of a spouse, the loss of a partner. And I know that can be difficult. And sometimes when we talk about loss, the first immediate thing that people normally think of is death. But loss can happen in many ways. You can part ways with someone who was in your life, whether they were a friend, whether they were family, or they were a partner, and whatever it is that you had going on is just not working out. And whether it's mutual or not, you choose to, you distance yourself from each other. And so that is also a form of loss, and it's something that needs to be acknowledged and validated as well. And so I just hope, wherever you are, whether the year is off to a bit of a rocky start or a good start, that you're in the moment, that you're processing, and that God is giving you the grace to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with. I'm sending you love and hugs if you're going through a tough time. And if you're going through a good time, high five, Joe, and hugs, Pierre. Hugs also because we're celebrating with you, and I love that for you. I saw a meme, and I'm going to paraphrase because I can't remember exactly what it said word for word. Was it a meme or a quote? It was a quote rather, and it spoke about this is my grown year. I'm getting my money right. I'm getting how I talk right, how I show up right. and just really kind of putting on your grown woman pants and just acting as the highest form of yourself that you possibly can, despite the fact that some of us, being petty is our default setting. And when I mean some of us, I mean me. I mean me because the way I struggle with pettiness, it's a problem, it's an issue. I think some of the main thing, really, the main thing that I want to do differently as I get into 2024 is to be able to understand the role that I normally play in my suffering. And that's in many aspects. I think um, I had to let go of a number of things in 2023. I had to let go of my friendships. I ended a relationship. Um, I kind of made certain changes in my job. And so I know there were certain situations that I found myself in. Some were hurtful, some were uncomfortable, some were incredibly difficult to go through, whether it was self inflicted or it wasn't. And I just needed to take a moment and just take a step back and kind of pause and ask myself, so what role am I playing in my own suffering? And that's a hard question to ask yourself, especially when someone does you dirty or when you're in a situation where you feel like you have been offended. So the offense was done to you. It's a hard question to ask yourself. But I feel like in everything that we do, we normally have a role to play. We normally have a part to play. Whether you're an enabler, whether you're an instigator or something. Like there's a part, or whether you're just allowing yourself to go through it and you're not giving yourself the courage to walk away or choose different, right? So I'm definitely taking more charge of my life and my feelings and my emotions and my decisions, and I'm becoming more aware even as I continue of the role I play in different areas of my life where I feel like I'm experiencing suffering or disappointment or things like that. And then once I'm aware of my role in those situations, is to actively make an effort to change and do better and learn from the experiences that I have been in. I know that I struggle a lot with self criticism and self sabotage, and that's going to change. I know over the last few weeks, like a week or two, I have taken on a number of activities and a number of roles that have just had me thinking, where is that me? Is that me? Um, so I'm definitely taking charge of my life a bit more. I'm fighting for the things that I value a bit more and just really guarding my peace and my well-being. Another change that has happened, guys, is my nanny has left. Where? Hey, you people are nannyless. I don't have living help anymore to be able to help me take care of my daughter. And so as it is now, it's just me and her. And so it's in the morning I drop her off at school, then I'm off to work, and then I pick her up from school again, and I'm with her at home. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing the cooking, I'm doing the laundry. I'm now the sole and primary caregiver of my child, and it's been a learning curve. I'll however say this. I feel like I'm at a point where the move and the transition was necessary. And so, however, it is difficult because now I don't have help with any of the chores at home and I kind of have to do everything on my own. However much that is difficult, I'm finding comfort in knowing that now I'm able to do the chores how I wanted them and to my own satisfaction. And then I'm also able to spend more time with my daughter, whether willingly or unwillingly, because we all know sometimes parenting can be jarring. Let's not pretend. But I'm happy that I've thrust myself in a position where now it's just me or no one else. And so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying learning. I'm enjoying caring for her, doing things for her. But I'm also starting to see that she's growing and she's blossoming. And there are certain things that she can do for herself and she can be able to help out just a little bit here and there. And I love that. And I love that. And I'm in a space where I'm just enjoying having my home to myself with my tiny little family, and that feels awesome. And that's something that I really am in this season. Genuinely, I am so grateful for. Um, another thing that I feel I am grateful for is work. I have opened myself up to new possibilities. When the year started, I went to a couple of interviews and I've been exploring different opportunities and different avenues just to be able to increase and add to my income. And I can see, I can see the small efforts that I'm making into doing that are paying off. Another thing that I it's such a touchy topic for me, and I know it is for a lot of people, usually at the beginning of the year. The funny thing about life is we're all battling different things. I know I have been battling to gain weight for the longest time. And I know people who have been struggling to lose weight for the longest time. And so I finally got into a weight gain program. And if you're on Instagram, please go and follow Fit by Sonny. That girl, she knows exactly what she's doing and she's exactly who she thinks she is. And so I went into a weight gain program. I'll be honest and say that I haven't been following it religiously. However, I have significantly changed my diet and I've also been doing a couple of exercises and workouts a couple of times in a week to be able to just gain muscle and gain weight and kind of get to an ideal weight and have my body in a in a way where I appreciate there's a certain kind of aesthetic that I want for my body. There's a picture I have in my head. There's a certain weight goal that I have. There's a certain way that I want my body to look. And I realize it cannot come from wishful thinking. I have to put in the work, meaning I have to be more regular with my meals. I need to take my diet seriously. I need to tweak a couple of things. But even more so, I need to incorporate exercises in the journey as I go. What I like about those exercises is that I'm managing to stretch a bit more. I can feel my body adjusting. I'm seeing small changes already, and I'm really excited. I can't wait until 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and even when the year comes to an end to see the kind of changes and gains that I will make. um I'm learning, guys. I think this is the last thing that I am working on as the year starts, to not let my mood dictate my day. So I've been doing really well for the better part of when January started. For the better part of January, really, I think it's that I still had the New Year bug working inside me, and so just the excitement of new beginnings, the excitement of a new week, or the excitement of a new week, the excitement of a new year, the excitement of just new possibilities and endless possibilities, and all of that. And I've seen that with a few hiccups here and there, sometimes that excitement and that optimism fizzles out a bit. And when I woke up today in the morning, I think it's also because of premenstrual symptoms. I was really in my feelings. I was feeling sad. I was feeling out of it. I was feeling emotional. I was feeling like I don't want to go to work. And even when I went to work, I was feeling like I just want to be asleep the whole time. I didn't want to do anything. But I kind of psyched myself out of that mood, and I was like, no, Anzu, it's okay. You can feel bad for a minute, but do what you need to do. Get your coffee, grab a snack, go get some air, listen to some good music, talk yourself back to greatness. I don't know. But I kind of found myself working myself out of that funk, and I was in a better space, and I was more productive, and I was able to carry out the tasks that I needed to carry out for the day. And so that's something that I want to exercise as the year progresses, not allowing my feelings to dictate how I move about my day and to affect the goals and the things that I am working towards. I know that as the year was coming to an end last year, also, I made peace with a lot of people. The people who our relationship had fizzled out, the people who I needed to have certain conversations with that were long overdue. And as much as I could, to the best of my ability, I managed to reach out to some of them, and we had just very raw and genuine conversations, and kind of found a meeting point where apologies needed to be issued. They were issued, and we just, with most of them, we just kind of found a mutual ground and made decisions of moving forward and moving past whatever it is that we felt was a hurdle for us. Um, I was also very privileged and blessed to have people reach out to me again and just be able to say, hey, Wanzuu, this and this happened. I feel like this year, this is what we've been going through. I, however, realized this and I would like us to move forward. And so there are people who reached out to me and there are people who I reached out to as well. And so I'm in a space where I have experienced a lot of clarity, a lot of healing. And so as I move on into the new year, I'm allowing myself to re experience the people that I had kind of lost touch with or lost base with. I'm also allowing myself to move on from the people who we had certain disagreements, but we found a meeting point and a point of agreeing. But I am consciously choosing to keep them out of my life, but not do it out of bile or pain or anger or bitterness. I believe that relationships don't always have to end in strife. And that's something that I am very keen on. It's not all bitterness and gloom. Sometimes it's just you kind of see what the lesson is, agree to disagree, and then move on from it and just embrace the new possibilities that life has to offer. Maybe I could just say, as far as love is concerned, I'm opening myself up to the possibilities of love. I, however, am not going to compromise on my values and what it is that I feel I deserve and what it is that I feel I need and want for myself, and even more so for my little family, and even more so for my goals and aspirations. There's certain things, there's certain values that I have, there's certain things that I feel I cannot compromise on. And in the last couple of years, I know that there are times when I have let down when I have overcompromised, so to speak. And so that's something I'm very conscious and keen on not to do and not to continue to do even as the year progresses and continues. And so this is me just making a call out to you. I don't know what it is that you've planned for yourself in this new year. I just pray that if 2023 or the last year that was a tough year for you, that as you start the new year, if the tears that you cried, man, I hope they were just watering the blessings that are in store for you today. I hope you've taken out as many lessons as you could from the past year and you're keen on doing better. And even as you move forward and embrace the gift that is new beginnings and just the joy and the excitement and the endless possibilities that come with it, please don't limit yourself. But at the same time, please be very gracious to yourself. Good change is gradual change. Instant change sometimes works, but sometimes it can be a problem because when you make an instant change, slipping back into your former habits is very easy. And so on those few occasions or even many occasions that you might find yourself slipping back into your whole old habits, and you catch yourself and you try to come back on track, please extend yourself as much grace as you can. I would love to hear from you. What are some of the goals and dreams, and what are some of the things that you're working towards even as you begin the new year? Is this the year where you're opening yourself up to love and choosing to kind of put yourself out there? Is this the year where you want to change, or have you even changed jobs and you're kind of finding your footing and you're embracing new challenges and you're just embracing taking a different trajectory as far as your career is concerned? Is this the year where you become a parent? What significant change has happened to you or are you making in your own personal life this year? And ladies, let's get it. This is not your time to shrink. Please, let's stop wearing the weight of other people's opinions on our shoulders. The only person who you need to be focused on is you. Focus on your journey, focus on your life, focus on your goals and dreams and aspirations for yourself. And if no one has told you yet, then please allow me to tell you that you are doing an incredible job with everything that you have going on, with everything that we have going on in the world right now, and with whatever personal challenges that you're going through. You're still waking up, you're choosing to show up, and you're doing the many roles that life has given you to the best of your ability. And I am incredibly proud of you. And so here's to having an incredible year and even an incredible start to this month of January. And if you feel like you are off to a bit of a shaky start and you want to restart, this is me telling you that we can restart and we can press reset as many times as we need to until we feel like we're getting it right and we've gathered the right momentum. And then now we keep it going. I'm sending you so much love and hugs. Feel free to reach out to me on Wanzuu at gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me on the Walking with Wanzuu podcast on Instagram. Please follow, like, and share. And also down on the comment section below, tell me what are some of the things that I have discussed that you feel like you're working on that particular aspect on your life in this new year, and what are some of the things that you'd like to throw out there. Also, most importantly, what are some of the things and topics that you'd like us to discuss even as we prepare to go into the fifth season of the Walking with Wanzuu podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to be able to listen and to engage with me. I look forward to having a great year full of blessings and good vibes and just full of manifestations of all those silent little dreams that normally tug at our hearts. This is the year that it happens, guys. This is the year of establishment, and I can't wait to see how it turns out for you and how it turns out for me as well. Sending you love and hugs. I will see you soon. See you on the next one. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. What's some of the things that we discussed on today's episode that you really resonated with? Perhaps you even have a similar story or something that really tickled you. I would love to get your feedback. You can find me on Instagram at the Walking with Wanzuu podcast. You can also find me on Gmail. You can write me an email, tewanzuu@gmail.com. Better yet, you can leave a note if you're listening on Spotify or any other streaming platform and let me know whatever spoke to you during this particular episode. Life is too hard to go through it alone. Let's just do life together. Amma, until next time, bye-bye.